Hi, welcome to the Healthy Backs program. You are in week 2, session 1. This week's theme is all about the spine. We're going to be moving the spine in all planes, what it is built to do, and often what it doesn't do, and that is why we get back pain. What you will need in this session is a block to sit on potentially and some cushions for your head. Let's get going. We're going to start down onto the floor. Let's pop the block away. Grab whichever cushions are best for you. Either come onto your side like this and down onto the floor, because if you are in pain, sometimes that is nice, a much nicer way of getting into your position. So, lying down on your back, setting yourself up with feet at hip distance apart. Having your pelvis in a centered position, in a neutral position where your pubic bones and hip bones are in a flat plane. Then from there, allowing the spine to elongate in its natural curves, and then putting the appropriate amount of cushions, as I said before, that is right for you under your head. From here, have your hands onto your pelvis just to give you some feedback where that pubic bone and hip bones are. So heels of the hands on the hip bones and fingertips tips on the pubic bone. Connect through your core, pelvic floor, the deep abdominals are engaged. We're going to start moving the lumbar spine, particularly your lower back, into some flexion and back into its neutral setting, into its sitting setting, in lying down, so that we can start stretching out. So, connection of that core, curl the pubic bone towards your chest. You are initiating this movement, this pelvic tilt with your abs. The sense of pulling that pubic bone towards your chest and actually doing it creates a flattening of your lumbar spine, of your lower back. Lengthen your abdominals. That means allow the tailbone to drop towards the floor, feeling the triangular bone of your sacrum rested onto your mat again. So this is the bony protrusion that you can feel that you're resting on. Engage your core again if you've lost it, and curl the pubic bone. Exhale. Inhale, return. Keep going, exhale. So whilst this is really nice for your back, a really good way of warming up the lower back, stretching it, it's also excellent for lower abdominal strength. This little move here creates length here into your hip flexors as well, which when tight, pulls the pelvis into this tip position, which then tips the pelvis into this anterior tilt, this is called, creating quite a bit of effort and congestion and intensity into the lumbar spine. So going into this and coming out of it. Let's do one more. Core engage. Well done. And coming back. Resting the pelvis back into neutral. Let's take our hands down to the sides with the palms facing up. Be wider with your arms so that you're not then, if the palms were down, pushing into the floor. So turn the arms up. Adjust your head cushion if needs be. Make sure your feet are not too far away from you and not too close towards you, because we need a little bit of work now to lift the pelvis off, and your feet need to be in a relatively close position to allow your lift, because you're going to press into them shortly. So let's go into spine curls. Find your core connection. Curl the pubic bone towards your chest, flattening and rounding that back. Strong abs. Press into your feet. Lift your pelvis off. It's in that curl. You can feel your glutes working for you. You can probably feel some of your hamstrings as well. Keep tipping the pubic bone towards your chest as you elevate that pelvis, lengthening through the quadriceps and the hips. From here, get that stretch through the front of the body. The chest is relaxed, the arms are relaxed, and then come down bone by bone by bone. Again, peeling the spine down as best as you can, stretching it out, lengthening it out, finding your neutral. And we go again. Inhale. Exhaling, curl. Good. As you come up, you're extending the hips as best as you can without hyperextending in your back. So don't push up too high. Still feel a zip of connection of core muscles, your abdominals, from pubic bone to your chest. Inhale, hold. Exhaling, rolling down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale again. Exhaling up. Get that initiation and then it all should flow nicely. Well done. You don't have to go at full height where the pubic bones and hip bones are aligned. You can come down slightly of it if you're really struggling because you've got tightness at the front of the thighs. Down you come. Good, one more. Exhaling up. Good. Inhale, pause. Really good. Exhaling, coming down. Enjoy it. Nice stretching for your back. From here, bring your feet and knees together. We're going to go into a twisted position for your back. This is so good for your back. Most back injuries occur because we are bending and we're twisting to going maybe with something we've dropped or something to lift. That's where back injuries occur because our back isn't dynamically adaptable to that because of tightness potentially. So bring the legs together. Core is engaged. Lift your left leg up. Cross it over the right. So it's like a really floppy cross of the leg as best as you can. If you struggle to keep the knee over the thigh like this, some people can, if you want to, lift your leg up. But if you can, just let it flop. Tummy muscles are strong though. They are engaged. They're not flopping at all. So let's get going into this. We're going to take your pelvis to your right. Abs are working, the pelvis lifts towards the right as the chest goes towards the left. Good. From here, we're going to pause in that position. Good. Breath in and breath out. Use your abdominal connection as you come back. Now from here, we're going to take the legs the other way. So the pelvis twists towards the left, tummy muscles are connected as you turn your head to the right. Good. Keep mindful of the ribs staying flush towards the pelvis. And then come back to the center. Feel your tummy working to pull you back. From here now, we're going to go again to your right. And I'm going to add on for you. So I want to give you a bit more information. So how far do you go? Well, that depends on your back. So can you allow your legs to go towards the right without flopping and losing your connection, and then you're actually not getting much of a back stretch. You have completely let go. So how far you go will be dependent on you, still feeling that you are connected in your abs and you're not overly straining your back. Come back to the center. Over to the other side now as your head turns to the right. The pelvis rotates and lifts towards the left. Now you're getting a stretch all down through that right side down into the hip, which is really nice for you. Also come back to the center and return the sacrum to the mat. Over to the other side. Again, last one, to the right. We're going to inhale as we go over this time. Feel and enjoy that stretch. Exhaling, abs really work for you to come back. Inhaling over to the other side, head turns. And exhaling as you come back. I hope that felt good. Uncross the legs, let's do the other side. So lifting that right leg up, crossing it over, a nice floppy cross of that thigh. Abdominals are connected. Let's get over to the left. So allow the pelvis to lift and twist towards the left as you turn your head to the right. You'll be getting a tensioning coming into the back. Some of you might feel a little click as well. I do sometimes in my back. That's quite releasing. It's not necessarily a problem, a painful problem, but you be in charge of how far you go. Let's go to the other side now. You're coming up and twisting. Now from this angle, I'm trying to avoid my ribs flaring and lifting. I want the ribs to feel like they're drawing down, which means that your legs might not can go as far. So abdominals, again, strong. You can feel that lifting of the pubic bone towards you, an intentional light lift and the ribs flushing down. Then you come back. We go over towards the left now as you turn your head to the right. Nice warmer upper of your back. Inhale as we go over, stretching now from the left hip, turning your head, Exhaling as you come back. This is a favorite of mine. I do this exercise often. This is what keeps my spine healthy and maintained. This is what allows me to carry on my other activities, is by doing exercises for my back. And they are specific as well. Good, come back from there as we end on that one. Well done. Uncross the leg. Well done. And if you want to, we're going to get ourselves up into sitting now. So let's roll onto our sides and let's bring ourselves up into sitting. This is where you're going to need a block. So I'm going to pop the block underneath me, but if you're flexible enough to sit on the floor and have your feet together and knees apart, then please do so. Good. So sitting up as best as you can, and if your fingertips can reach the floor, great. We're going to feel that length through the spine. So it's the back of your head in line with the back of the shoulders, in line with the back of the pelvis. I'll quickly move into this position just to show you. So I'm looking for the head being on top of your bottom rather than you leaning forwards or hinging back. Great. Let's go into some side movements for the spine. So we've challenged the spine in a flexed way. We've challenged the spine in a rotational way. Now we're going to move the spine in a side-to-side flexion. And then we're going to add on with some rotation, because we don't move like robots. We twist, we turn, we flex, we are mobile. We can reach for things behind us. Our systems are working for us, and it should do, which is this beautiful piece of anatomy. It should function for you, and let's get going with it. Feet together, knees apart, sitting up as lovely and tall as you can. Strength from your center, but not too strong that you're flexing. Yeah, lovely length. We're going to lift. I'll mirror you. Let's lift your left arm up, float it up. Can you allow your shoulder blade to glide up your back? We're neither overly lifting the arm up towards your ear or conversely pulling it downwards towards the floor. Find a happy medium for it, and if you need to take your arm further forwards, please do so. Let's place the right hand down onto the floor. Tip your head to your right. Let your spine now flex more to the right without collapsing into your waistline on that right side. So keep going into this lovely lengthened stretching position. Good. If you need to reach that right arm further away to create more space, or bend your elbow in order to allow the space of that stretch, then obviously do that. Come back up. Now, you can push a little bit with your right hand to help you lift, assisted by the abdominals as you come up, stacking your head on top of your bottom again and then bringing your arm down. Let's go up. The right arm comes up. Good. Lengthen upwards. Ear listens to the ceiling as you flex over towards your left. Let the elbow bend in response on the left side to accommodate that. Good. Opening up through the sides. Inhale. Exhale, coming back up. Keep the poise and lift through your spine. Left arm. Exhale. Waist is long on both sides. You're creating space and height. Come back to the center. And then we can just start going from side to side. Push off. Up. Push off. Up. Good. Pushing off. One more each side. Last one. And up we come. Have a breather. Bring your knees together to give you a bit of a rest and to soften the structures around the pelvis. Bring your legs back with the diamond position, or if you're struggling with that, you can cross the legs as well. See how you feel with it to accommodate your hips, or conversely, have your feet in parallel with the knees bent. Do whatever it takes to make you feel comfortable in your seated position. From here, we're going to go into the side bend, but add a rotational element to it. Much, much more functional for our bodies than just working in straight lines. So lifting up, find that height. Left arm goes up, abs connected, core connected. So with that pelvic floor, go into the side bend. Now what I want you to do is reach your left arm forwards, across the knee in my instance.
but across the body in a diagonal line. As you do so, your head drops, and it's almost like your spine stretching forward, but keeping your hips back. What this creates is a long stretch from that left shoulder down the sides of your spine towards your left side of the back of the pelvis. Lift up from your abdominals. As you rotate the body back to face forwards, take your arm down and bring yourself back up. Other side. Right arm lifts up, side bend over, inhale. Exhale, twist, turn your head, turn your rib cage, reach your right arm across your body, across your thigh. Inhale there, restack, and then we come up. Arm floats up, inhale, over we go. Exhaling, rounding, pull back through the hip bones as you stretch across. That gives you opposition. Really nice movement. Come back to the center, lift your body up. Again, other side, into the side bend. Rotation there. Hip bones pull back. Don't collapse in your body if you can help it. Up. And again, one more each side. This feels really good. And rounding. And up. And rounding. Really good. And up, and have a breather there. We will end with some extension work now. So moving the spine in all planes, and you're going to come down onto your mat, onto your front. Lying on your front for some people can be problematic because their pelvis is held potentially in an anterior tilt. Imagine your pelvis with a full bowl of water, and that full bowl of water is spilling forwards. Now when it comes down to lying on the mat, get rid of that, it looks like this. So people find it really hard to lie on your front when you've got back problems. Now, you can, with a cushion, place it underneath your pelvis to support your hip bones, and it gives you a little lift. Try that, or a towel underneath, see how you go, and then you can rest down with your forehead down on the mat. If you need to elevate your head to accommodate your face and the nose, then please do so. But what I want you to do is to lie there. Reach one leg away, reach the other leg away, and then rest down. Core is engaged, pelvic floor engaged as well. Have your hands interlaced behind your back. You can either have your heels together of your hands or with the heels apart, whichever is best for you. If you struggle even to do that, hold on to a towel or a scarf or a band between your hands. Here we go. So you're going to find your core connection, pelvic floor deep, abdominals engaged. Lift your nose gently away from the floor. Slide your arms down your back as you lift your nose away. What that does is to send your chest forwards and up. And opening up your chest at the front, work your back muscles. So you can sense that crown of the head reaching forwards. Your abdominals are strongly engaged to stop your legs lifting up and your upper back lifting higher. I want you to keep your ribs onto the floor. Lower down and rest your arms down and let your elbows come to the floor if they can. We start again. Core engaged. Lift the nose away from the floor, glide the arms down your back, roll the shoulders back as you send the arms down. Sense the crown of the head reaching away from your tailbone. Heaviness of the rib cage still onto the mat. Pause and then down. And last one, up we go. You can feel your muscles working between those shoulder blades to hold you up there. That's good conditioning of those upper back muscles. And then down, well done. Bring your hands either side of the rib cage, find your tummy muscles engaged, lift your nose, roll the shoulders back, push yourself up if you can, and round yourself into a rounded cat position, into child's pose. But if you struggle to sit back on your heels like this, please just go onto your back and hug your legs in. Some deep breathing into your back. Can you send your breath into your back if you're in child's pose? And if you're lying on your back, that might feel difficult. We're just doing some rocking from side to side. Good, well done. From there, coming up as best as you can, whichever one you've done.
Well done. Thank you for joining me with that. I hope you found that useful to understand how the spine needs to move and adapt in different dimensions.